So the last set of disorders will be discussing single gene disorders with non-classic inheritance. So what are the four categories under this main category? So those would be diseases caused by your triplet repeat mutations or trinucleotide repeat mutations. Those would be mutations in mitochondrial genes. Those would be disorders associated with genomic imprinting. And you will have disorders associated with gonadal mosaicism. So for diseases caused by trinucleotide repeat mutations, what's common in this set of disorders is that marami sa kanila are neurodegenerative disorders. So the most common two disorders here would be your Fragile X syndrome and your Huntington syndrome. What are the general principles regarding this set of diseases? They are characterized by a long repeating sequence of three nucleotides, usually including guanine and cytosine. So always merong guanine and cytosine involved dun sa trinucleotide repeat na yon. Next, there's a proclivity to expand depending on the sex of the transmitting parent. So in your case of Fragile X syndrome, the expansion occurs during oogenesis. And then, for Huntington, there is an expansion during spermatogenesis. What does this mean? Ibig sabihin, during either oogenesis or spermatogenesis, from a pre-mutation na status, yung parent, pagdating sa next generation, doon na mag-a-appear ang mutation mo. And that will appear and that disease will happen either in oogenesis or spermatogenesis. What are the key mechanisms? There's a loss of function in the affected gene. There's a toxic gain of function by alteration of the protein structure, or toxic gain of function mediated by your mRNA. What is the morphological landmark? There's an accumulation of aggregated mutant proteins in large intranuclear inclusions. So ito ang hahanapin mo on histology. You will have intranuclear inclusions basically, tapos ang laman nun are proteins. So this is a table from Robbins. Pinapakita dito what are your examples of trinucleotide repeat disorders. So for ang pinaka-prototype na i-discuss talaga natin which is Fragile X. When you go into your discussion in your CNS in the future topic, we'll be discussing also Huntington disease. And as you can see in here, yung mga trinucleotide repeats nyo, it will always involve either cytosine or guanine or both. So, dito, this diagram is just showing yung kung ano yung triplets, ano yung disease. So, for your Fragile X syndrome and yung variants niya, you will have your CGG triplet, while in Huntington disease, you will have your CAG triplet instead. So, what is Fragile X syndrome? So, as I mentioned earlier, trinucleotide repeat mutation siya. You will have nucleotide G and C involved in these cases. It is the second most common genetic cause of mental retardation. And when asked what is the most common genetic cause of mental retardation, it's going to be Down syndrome. The mutation is found in your FMR1 gene. It's more seen in males rather than in females. When you do your cytogenetic analysis, you will see the discontinuity of staining due to the constriction in the long arm of the X chromosome when cells are cultured in a folic medium. So, remember, diba, pag sinastain natin siya, we use gene sa staining. Tapos, when you do it here, makikita mo na parang may fragment dito. Pero sa totoo lang, intact siya sa buong ito. Kaya siya tinawag na Fragile X kasi mukha siyang broken dito. Ano ang makikita natin sa patients natin? The males are mentally retarded. The IQ is around 20 to 60 years old. Physical phenotypes would include long face with a large mandible, as you can see here. Large everted ears. Large testicles. May macroorchidism sila, which is the most distinctive feature. Around 90% of cases will appear with large testicles. Other findings would include hyperextensible joints, high arc palate, and mitral valve prolapse. Neurologic manifestations are also present, such as epilepsy, autism, aggressive behavior, and anxiety disorder. Now, there are atypical patterns of transmission. Hindi siya basta-bastang ganun kasimple yung rules sa sinusundan niya. There have a concept of carrier males or normal transmitting males. So, 20% of males who are known to carry the Fragile X mutation are clinically and cytogenetically normal. They will transmit the trait through their daughters to affected grandchildren. So, normal, bali, at transmitting males mo, the females will become carrier status sa next generation. Third generation mo, the males will be affected. Females can also be affected. Around 30 to 50% of the carrier females pwede mag-manifest with a mental retardation. Although we will discuss later that there is another variant of Fragile X syndrome that affects the carrier females as well. There is a risk of phenotypic effects. So, sinasabi nito, the risk depends on the position of the individual in the pedigree. So, we will see the pedigree later. Pero ang basic point nito is, palakas siya sa each generation. So, that's anticipation. Plus, between the siblings, matataas ang risk nila of, similar ang risk between the siblings. Now, the mutation, as in the X chromosome, as I described earlier, you have multiple tandem repeats of nucleotide sequence CGG. Normally, you should have around only 6 to 55, average of 29 copies of CGG repeats. Kapag normal transmitting male ka or carrier female, nag-elevate from 55 to 200. And that's what you call a premutation, and those are your premutations. If the patient already manifests with Fragile X syndrome, likely when you check the multiple tandem repeats, it will be around 200 to 4,000, and that's when you have a full mutation. As I mentioned earlier, sa oogenesis nangyayari ang issues with Fragile X syndrome. So during oogenesis, the premutations are being converted to full mutations, and that will also explain the unusual inheritance patterns as I mentioned earlier. So how do you diagnose this condition? You can demonstrate Fragile X using karyotyping. You can do southern blot analysis kasi ang maganda sa southern blot analysis, you can detect the length of the multiple tandem repeats. So pag mas marami, mas likely mas makukuha niyo yung diagnosis ng Fragile X syndrome. However, if you don't have both, PCR is already a good method of choice. Basta kailangan lang ma-detect niya yung expansion ng trinucleotide repeats. So ito yung pedigree ng ng patient with Fragile X syndrome. So as you can see here, this is your male. Ito yung tawag dito is normal transmitting male. So may premutation siya, phenotype is normal. So next generation, the females will inherit the gene with the premutations, pero normal ang appearance sila. However, on the next generation, dahil nagkaroon ka ng oogenesis, and within these carrier females, the next generation will have the full mutations and will be affected. In females, 50% lang ang maapektuhan. Often, mas mild ang presentation nila, although meron pa ring mental retardation. What's not seen here? Cases of Fragile X-associated ataxia tremors and Fragile X-associated primary ovarian failures that can happen even during premutation stage. So this one is a new entry in the new Robbins. Describe niya that these CGG premutations in the FMR1 gene can cause two disorders via a toxic gain of function. So one would be your primary ovarian failure, seen in 20% of females carrying the mutation. So what you will see would be menstrual irregularities, decreased fertility, elevated FSH levels. Basically, you have decreased ovarian function, and menopause will be earlier by 5 years. In another case, in another set of patients, you will see a Fragile X-associated tremor ataxia syndrome. So, as with the name, meron kang tremors plus cerebellar ataxia, and that may progress to Parkinsonism. For your primary ovarian failure, you'll see that in premutations among females, in the tremor ataxia syndrome, you will see this in premutation carrying males. So, yun yung hindi natin nakikita dito. So, kung dito, itong si male na to, likely, Fragile X syndrome wala siya, pero baka meron siyang tremor ataxia syndrome. Itong mga females na to, carrier sila, likely, baka meron silang primary ovarian failure. Next next transmission pattern would be mutations within your mitochondrial genes. So, the prototype disease in here would be your Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. So, what is unique in your mitochondrial DNA? It is of maternal inheritance only. Hence, in your biology classes, you would have remembered na yung pinag-uusapan natin si mitochondrial Eve, which is probably the first female na nagkaroon ng mitochondria tapos naipasa niya yun sa succeeding generations. And remember that only the females will transmit your mitochondrial DNA. What are the features of mitochondrial inheritance? Remember that your mitochondrial genes encode for oxidative phosphorylation. So, if you have mutations in your mitochondrial genes, you would expect damage, or you would expect organs that will be damaged will include your CNS, skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, liver, and kidneys. Also, there's the concept of heteroplasmy, in which individuals harbor wild-type and mutant DNA because not all the copies will inherit the deleterious mutation. So, meron kang subset of, for example, si mother, merong siyang problem sa mitochondrial DNA. Sa next generation, not all of the mitochondrial copies will have that problematic, will have those mutations. So, pwede kami subset of normal, tapos meron ka namang subset of abnormal. However, ang important dito is, if you meet the minimum number of mutant DNA, it will be causing disease. And that's what you call the threshold effect. Next, the mitochondria are distributed randomly in daughter cells. When the cells divide, proportion of normal to mutant DNA is variable, which supports the second concept that we are telling here. So, the prototype would be your Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. It is a neurodegenerative disease and manifests as progressive bilateral loss of central vision. Usually, naapektuhan nito, again, it doesn't matter kung male or female siya kasi depende kung kung makuha mo ba yung mutated na mitochondrial gene. Pero they all will start at the age of 15 to 35 yung manifestation of blindness. So, ganito magiging appearance niya, parang siyang scotoma. So, yung central vision mo is absent, tapos nagiging blurred yung gilid. Other findings would include cardiac conduction defects and minor neurologic manifestations. And when you do your pedigree, you will notice that only the females get to transmit that condition. Okay? So the last set of disorders would be of genomic imprint, of disorders caused by genomic imprinting. What does imprinting mean? It is what happens is meron kang nasa silence, either yung gene ng mother na nanggagaling sa mother mo o yung gene na nanggagaling sa father mo. Okay? So, imprinting causes important functional differences existing between the maternal and paternal allele. So, pag sinabing maternal imprinting, you are silencing the maternal allele. When it is paternal imprinting naman, it means that you are silencing the paternal allele. And this occurs in the ovum or sperm before fertilization, and that will be transmitted to all somatic cells through mitosis. So, as I've said, pag sinabing maternal imprinting, you will silence the maternal allele, and that will lead to your Angelman syndrome. So, in paternal, you silence the paternal allele, so you will end up with Prader-Willi syndrome. So, Prader-Willi syndrome, clinical features would include mental retardation, short stature, hypotonia, profound hyperphagia and obesity. Your patients will also have small hands and feet plus hypogonadism. And 65 to 70% of cases, it's due to a deletion of band Q12 in long arm of chromosome 15. The deletion affects paternally derived chromosome 15. Okay? So again, Prader-Willi, pater, so that's father. So yun yung mnemonic na ginagamit namin para tama ang association nyo. Prader-Willi, paternal imprinting. Angelman syndrome is if maternal imprinting ka naman, you will see mental retardation, ataxic gait, seizures, and inappropriate laughter. They are called happy puppets kasi para nakangiti lang sila pero walang sense kung ba't sila tumatawa. So, these two syndromes demonstrate parent of origin effects on gene function. So, ang question is, ano ang mechanisms mo for having imprinting? As I mentioned, isa kanina, as an example, deletion. Simple enough, when you delete the said allele, the said chromosome, either sa paternal or maternal side, you will have this condition. You see that in majority of your cases. Around 20 to 25% of cases, it will be due to uniparental disomy, in which the inheritance of both chromosomes is from one parent only. So what happens is that ang minana ng anak ng next generation was pareho nang galing sa father or pareho nang galing sa mother. The last one, defective imprinting. For example, Prader-Willi syndrome, the paternal chromosome contains maternal imprint. So, ibig sabihin, from mother and, di ba, ang na-inherit ng bata is from mother and father. Pero ang problem doon is, na-inherit niya sa father, silenced yung maternal side. So, parang ang nangyari, the problem came from the generation of the lolo and the lola. Yun yung defective imprinting. So how do you diagnose this? You assess methylation status and FISH. The last one would be gonadal mosaicism. Ang nangyayari kasi dito, there are some autosomal dominant disorders. You have phenotypically normal parents, pero you have more than one affected child. So what's going on dito? Probably due to this one, gonadal mosaicism in unusual pedigree. So, ang nangyayari kasi dito, the mutation happens post-zygotically in the gonads. So, nasa gonads lang ang level ng mutation mo. Yung autosomes ng parents mo, normal. Yung mga somatic cells ng parents mo, normal. Pero yung mga gonadal cells mo, nandun ang mutation, tsaka niya na ipasa ngayon dun sa mga anak niya. Especially if nagkaroon ka ng meiosis dun sa level ng in your sex cells, tapos dun nasama sa meiosis mo yung mutation. So, when you do your pedigree, you will notice na normal parents, children are affected. And that would be all for all the types of genetic disorders. Up next, we'll be discussing molecular genetic diagnosis.